What's up, guys? Welcome to an all-new episode of Unwrapped. My name is Daria. Some of you may know me previously as WWE superstar Sonya Deville, but now I'm a stepmom, I'm a wife, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a real estatePreneur. I don't know. It changes every week. But this is my beautiful wife, Toni.
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Toni, and I am just
Alive.
surviving
here on this homestead farm that we built and created. But today we have an extra special guest, a close personal friend of mine, someone who almost has a similar trajectory as mine to the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Please welcome Ash Urbanski. Some of you may know her formerly as Shotzi. What's up, buddy?
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be on y'all's show. Like, I've been loving watching the progression of this show. Like, y'all are the cutest couple ever.
Oh, yeah. I was so excited to have you on. Now, I want to explain to the people listening, the reason you're able to do interviews immediately is because you didn't get released, but your contract just didn't get renewed, same as mine, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you're immediately free to take bookings, to work elsewhere, and to do whatever you want in and out of the wrestling world, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's exciting. So that
Well,
was
okay. So I kind of like been fabing the public on when exactly my contract is up. Like when I did Bust It Open, I was still under contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to do that. They didn't care.
Yeah, no. I just like, obviously can't do like wrestling events and stuff like that. Until you guys see it.
Okay. Coming soon. Okay.
Yes, yeah. My first dates are under wraps right now.
Okay, fair. I get it.
So already officially.
Yeah, there is some dates coming up, but they're gonna be a surprise.
Okay. I love that. I like that. Keep the mystique. Well, listen, you had such a big run in WWE, such a significant run in WWE. Can you walk us through your start? Obviously, we met at the very beginning via Tough Enough tryouts, and you had some medical issues. A lot of things have happened between then and now. Can you walk us through your whole kind of timeline in wrestling?
Okay, I have to do something before we get started, though.
Okay.
So I wore something special for this interview.
Oh my God, where?
So it's so funny that we did this
entrance piece. Shut the fuck up.
Wait, what?
Wait,
let her explain.
So today when I got home, I got my box in from my road case, and there was some special extra stuff in there that I am now keeping. But like, this is so funny. Oh, I need to back it up real quick.
Wait, stand up.
Oh, hold on.
Oh my God, the new MMA gear.
Shut the fuck up, Shotzi. I am dying right now.
Do you like it?
How did you not notice that you didn't have the new MMA gear?
I don't know, because I'm not wearing the stuff right now.
We went through the box.
I know. Wait, okay, I have so many things to say. First of all, I may have taken part of your drawer
No, that's perfectly fine.
On your ACL injury. And when Liv was boxing everything up to send it back to me, I specifically told her, I was like, hey, I have a lot of shit in Shotzi's drawer. Make sure you get that stuff out too. And she was like, what is it, bro? And I was like, you'll know it's my stuff, not Shotzi's. But like,
yeah, I mean, like, this is so obvious. Like, like it has your freaking logo on it.
I blame this on Liv Morgan, everybody. So if you're listening, it's all her fault.
But I also blame Scarlett, because when she was packing up mine, I was like, hey, I think like Sonya and Zoe have stuff in my trunk, maybe Bianca too. So just make sure that you like don't put any of their stuff in mine. She was like, oh yeah, I already hit them up. Like, yeah, I already got their stuff for them.
Wait, why?
And then I'm like, what? No, her full on like entrance gear. Like, I think I got some knee pads of yours in there too.
Oh, it's really funny. When I got my box, I got like a random like knee sleeve and something else. And I don't know why I was under the impression it was yours. I think we have to do a drawer swap at some point.
I know I do need to send these to you, but I also got some Bianca boots, and I text her. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna auction these off.
100%.
They're mine now.
Go to eBay with those."
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna make my money.
You make your coins. Oh my God.
This is extra funny because we talked about this MMA gear multiple times on the podcast back in the beginning. And we were like, if you ever make an appearance anywhere, you'll be wearing it. No one's ever seen it before.
That's so
now everyone's seen it on Shotzi.
You've never worn this?
No, bro. So the funny thing about that gear is, and we told this whole story on this podcast, so they're going to love this. I had that gear made for Rumble, right?
Oh my God.
Okay. I was like, you know what? Rumble's a good place to switch it up. You don't have to wear the same gear you wear all year long. It's kind of a place where you can make a statement. And so I was like, recreate my old MMA style gear, and I'm going to wear it at the Rumble. And then last second, we were having issues with Zoe and Shayna matching and all these issues. And so I wore this other gear that I had made. So no one's ever seen that. But they
so funny.
Right here by Shotzi.
It fits me perfectly, by the way.
Oh, we are like similar inside.
Yo, okay, so I have to say, you said that to me one time. You're like, we're like of similar like shape, and honestly, that was the best compliment I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Wait, what?
Yes, because like you are so fit, like you have like just like an awesome body, and then when you told me that, I was like, oh my God, she's making me feel really good right now because she looks so good.
Dude, you always look great. The only thing I'm missing, I don't have the chicas on the top. But besides that, you know, we have a similar build.
I love it.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's freaking me out how many like common things we have in common. Not only starting on Tough Enough together at the meeting each other at the tryout, but then I feel like our career trajectory was kind of similar, minus me not being on the indies and you were on the indies prior.
Right.
Wait, so I want to hear the whole timeline because I don't even know it fully.
Right. Okay. So like we saw each other at Tough Enough.
Right.
I had been training wrestling for like a year at that point.
Okay.
And like I saw you there. We both got in, but then I had that like heart problem that they sent me away for. And then remember I saw you at that like William Regal seminar like a year later before you got signed.
Yeah, in at Brian Kendrick's gym.
Yes.
Was that where it was?
Yeah, it was there. Yeah. Then, you got signed like right after that, right?
Yeah, well, it was the weirdest thing because you were with us at the Tough Enough tryouts. We knew that you made it, like you were going to be there, and then we heard you had a medical issue, and then I didn't see you again, and I was like, I was thinking to myself at the time, I was like, wow, how shitty. Like she was what they wanted, and she had the look, she had everything, but you know, something medical got in the way, and then I didn't see you again to the William Regal thing.
Yeah,
that was after my stint on Tough Enough. They had kind of told me like, go train with Brian Kendrick down in Southern California, and we'll call you. We plan on signing you, but like we'll call you. And I thought it was all smoke and mirrors. I was like, yeah, okay. And then Regal came, and then they signed me a couple weeks after that. So what happened?
Wait, so like, were you living in Jersey when?
No, I was living in LA.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they signed. I went on Tough Enough from LA. I went back to LA. They were like, you can train with this guy, Brian Kendrick. Brian was training me. He's crazy. He was like having me do like suicide dives.
Hell
like,
yeah!
Second week, and I'm still to this day have never done one. I'm terrified. I'm not crazy like you, but yeah. And then I got signed, and the rest is history. But where did you go after that moment?
I just worked the indies. Like I was just like, because I did have another tryout after I like got my heart situation all figured out, and then they were still like, nah, come back in like a year or something. And I was just like, well, I'm just like not gonna hit up WWE anymore. Like I'm just gonna make so much noise on the indies that they hit me up. Fair. And then that's like kind of what happened in like, it was like WrestleMania 2018 maybe. Okay. They went and it was like Regal and Brookside. They came to one of my matches at like Evolve. Okay. And then they signed me right there pretty much.
So that was in 2018 you got signed for the first time?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Were you part of the Mae Young Classic? I forget.
I was not. No,
You weren't around. Okay.
No.
So you came into NXT, and then how long were you in NXT before you got called up?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah, it was really quick. I honestly wish I had more time at NXT.
Do you? Because I feel the same way.
Yeah, right?
I do. I feel like I was so fucking green. I was just getting my footing, and I didn't even I was still developing my character and stuff like that, but really just the ring experience. I wasn't on the indies prior. I'd only had 2 years in NXT, and I was on Monday Night Raw with Paige and Mandy, and I was like, obviously I got to step up or step out. But looking back at it, I felt like I could have used another year of just straight up ring training.
Yeah, no, I feel that completely. And especially for you, you didn't do the indies before NXT. NXT is all you knew.
So I only learned, I've only been taught really that one style, the one way. And I just still felt so green. And then obviously taking a few years off doing GM, then that was another couple years I didn't wrestle at all. And so it was and then the ACL, of course. But,
right.
Yeah, it felt like I wanted more time down there too. Did you enjoy your time in NXT?
I did. Well, okay, so my time was weird because I got there. So I had a weird thing where I got signed in 2018 and then they were never mind. And then AEW started blowing up and then they were and then they hit me up in 2019 and were never mind, we are actually going to sign you. Can you start in 2 weeks?
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, in 2018 they signed me and I did medical and all that stuff. And then they were never mind. Yeah. And then just out of nowhere in 2019, Canyon calls me and he's like, hey, can you start in 2 weeks? Just out of the fucking blue.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What were you thinking after you had done all your medicals? You had your foot in the door. You thought, this is it, my dream is coming true.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of taken back. What was that year like?
I was just I was over the idea of WWE at that point. I was just okay, well, I'm coming to terms that okay, WWE's never going to sign me. Because I was not signed because of background check stuff. They were just I had risky photos up which I don't even think are that risky now. But they were just oh yeah, no, that's not what we want out of our WWE superstars. So I was I was under I just thought that okay, then that's it for me. If that's what they don't want, they're never going to change their mind about that.
But then they did.
Not even a year later, they hit me up and
they're actually it's not that bad.
Yeah, they're actually we don't give a crap. Which I was also I don't see why this is a problem, but okay, whatever. That's they run a tight ship at WWE. I get it.
You're okay.
Yeah. And then it was just so weird because I just had come to terms with WWE's never going to happen for me. And then it did. But yeah, anyway.
So when you finally get there and you get to your first day at the Performance Center, if you can remember back, were you this is my life dream and it finally came true? Did it feel good or were you still kind of trepidatious? Maybe this isn't going to last long term. How did you feel coming into it?
So I obviously very nervous, it's WWE, but as soon as I got into the training classes, everything was going just so smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
The trainers really liked me. I was killing all the drills and I just felt at home.
Right.
It felt it was just really meant to be. I was just having the time of my life and I was whoa, I'm meant to be here. And immediately Hunter understood my character. I think I got there in November, debuted in December. I did not, I didn't wait very long at all. It was I was in and I was in and they really got me at NXT, I got
the tank.
Yeah, immediately. They were just oh, whatever you want. We totally dig it.
When I saw you, I was already on Raw, right? We didn't cross over.
Yes. Yeah, you were already up.
But when I saw you debut and come out in the tank, I was this chick is cool. No, for real, because we hadn't had any characters like that at that time. And the women's division was really in the years just before you came and as you were coming, we were obviously legitimizing the women's division. It was becoming much more athletic, a lot of athletes, stuff like that. But no one had the uniqueness of your character. So when that happened, I was like, this chick brings something different to the table. Did you feel like you really found your niche in the company and you were like, I'm different. I'm one of one?
Yeah, well, just like the fact that like I came in with like my character on the indies and they didn't want me to change anything. Like they loved my name, they liked, you know, my look, they liked like everything that I was doing, like the helmet, the howl, everything. Like, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like I thought I was coming into WWE and they were going to change the mold. Like it was just like I didn't know what to expect. And then for like them to just like take me from the indies and put me onto NXT, I was just like, this is wild. Like this is the freaking dream.
Well, it's like they loved you as you were. They were like, what you're doing already is what we like. That must be flattering. Can you tell us what your name you're going to go by going forward is? Or is that a surprise
Shotzi.
too? You're going Shotzi, that's it.
Yes. I mean, like I was Shotzi before WWE. So like I'm continuing to be Shotzi. Yeah.
Oh, that's so amazing. Cool. That's so great that they don't own it.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
They couldn't. That's lucky, as you know, very rare.
I know for sure.
You had torn your ACL.
Yeah.
How long ago now?
It was
last February.
Yeah, it was yep.
Look at Toni with the stats.
I know. Like I'm like having to think about it.
Well, because it was the same week of our wedding.
It was right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Because it was at an NXT taping, right? And
yes.
on NXT TV.
Yep.
And it was just jumping off the ring apron.
Yeah.
It happens doing the weirdest stuff sometimes.
Truly.
So then talk us through your injury, how your recovery was, and how you felt re-debuting after your injury.
The surgery was way worse than the injury, for sure.
Yeah.
Like getting through those first 2 months after surgery was wild. Like it's weird. When I tore my ACL, I was so sure that it wasn't torn. Like I was like, I'm still walking around. Like it feels a little unstable, but like I'm like working out still. Like it can't be torn. And then, you know, getting the MRI back and it's like, oh dang, it is. The surgery was way worse.
It's so underrated, right?
Yeah.
No one talks about.
I mean, Toni, you had to take care of her. Like,
I told her, I was like, you better never get injured again because I can't go through this.
Right. Ever. Yeah.
Was your boyfriend? It's your boyfriend?
My husband.
Your husband now? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Was your husband there by your side the whole time taking care of you too?
Yeah, like amazing. My rock like had to carry me to everything, like to use the bathroom, to shower, like just everything, just carrying me around like a little baby.
It's when that nerve blocker wears off, right? Like day 2. Yeah.
Right. Like trying to sit on the toilet
was traumatizing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Getting up. No, never. Like, I don't even know, like, if I tore my ACL again, that I would want to do surgery. I'd be like, just let it be torn.
Literally. Yeah. I feel the exact same way. It's such a law. Everyone, like, tearing your ACL is very common, especially in our sport. And people just go through it and you don't really hear the behind the scenes. No one really talks about it. And then you go through it and you're like, holy shit, why is no one talking about this? This sucks. And it's so long and it's so tedious. So going through all of that, obviously, I saw you at the Performance Center training. I ran into you at Natty's dungeon training. Mm-hmm. You were working your ass off to get back.
So were you.
I was. Yeah. No, this is about you, though, Shotzi. This is Shotzi time. You re-debuted in this faction. I was obsessed. I came home, Toni can attest to this, and I was like, yo, Shotzi found her thing.
Yeah.
This is dope. Your entrance was sick. You guys were hot and sexy, but cool and different. And I thought it was it. How, first of all, physically did you feel coming back?
I was so nervous because honestly, like in-ring training, like I was so aware of my knee.
Right.
But then as soon as I had that like first, run in, I was like, oh shit, like the adrenaline is so up that like I didn't notice my knee at all. Like I was just like, damn, it's like I never left,
And then I felt the same way. It was like in training, I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But I like bullshitted my way through it. And I was like, I'm ready. Yeah. Get me back on TV because I wanted to go back to work.
Exactly. You just fave it. You're just like, no, I feel so good. Better than before. Get me out there.
Literally. Because like competition's high right now. Everyone wants to be on TV. You don't want to be out that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you debut. So you're in this faction. To a bystander, even your coworker, it looked like it was going great. what and when did you start to get a vibe that they weren't going to put you guys on TV together anymore? Did they kind of just randomly stop and start, or like what was going on?
Well, okay, so that faction was never meant to be anything more, really.
Okay.
Like I was always meant to go back to SmackDown.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, can I just like do some stuff at NXT? Because I think the plan, it seemed like to me, I wasn't going to come back into Rumble. And that was still like a few months. Like, it was like 3 months away. Like I got cleared like end of November, early December. And I was just like, well, can I just like come back to NXT, maybe do some stuff with Gigi, since like that was like the plan before I got injured anyway. And they were like, absolutely, we're going to add Tatum to the mix. And then, we'll have you for a couple months and then you can go back to SmackDown. And so like, it was never really like a plan for us to like stick together long term, but it was just working out so well that I was like, oh, well, why not?
Right.
Why not keep us together? But anyway, like, I was in the process of going back to SmackDown, and like I'm told like, oh yeah, we'll have you like feud with Chelsea. You and Mia can like get together and like take on her crew. And it's just like never happened. Like it was just like week after week, like, hey, we're gonna get to this match, and then they'd be like, oh, we're gonna move it to next week. We're gonna move it to next week. We'll probably wait until after we're back from Europe tour. Oh, we're probably gonna have to wait until after Mania.
Right.
It just was like that over and over. And then like as soon as like Mania was coming around and I still didn't hear anything, that's when I was like, okay, like my contract's up soon. Like now I'm getting worried,
You were starting to feel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, can we talk about the Rumble situation?
Yeah, absolutely.
You weren't supposed to be in Rumble, then you were going to be in Rumble, and then you weren't in the Rumble.
Well, so I heard like mixed messages, like a couple producers said that I was like always in the Rumble, but then they just like told me last minute. And then like, yeah, I don't know. I was very confused by it, but they didn't relay anything to me until like the day before.
Okay.
It was like 3 p.m. the day before Rumble, and they were like, hey, can you get on a flight in a couple hours? And then I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm not ready for this. And just like packed my bags. I don't even know what I put in my bags, and got to the airport in like an hour. And then it led to nothing.
Because you got there and you thought we were at rehearsals, right? You showed up at rehearsals.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you thought you were in it for a second. And then when did you find out you weren't in it anymore?
The day of, I got told while I was in the makeup chair that I wasn't in it.
That is insanity.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
It was because the return of who?
Of Alexa, yeah.
Alexa, okay.
Which, like, honestly, if you're gonna take me out for anyone, at least make it be the biggest pop of the night. So,
fair.
and I have to say that Alexa had no idea that someone was getting replaced.
Sure.
She had no idea any of that was going on. She felt so bad. And she came up to me afterwards and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't even like realize like they were taking someone out of the Rumble to get me in there. Like,
right.
But like you were only called the day before. They must have known the day before she was going to be in it. Why would they go out of their way to call you and have you come?
I think it was very much up in the air
if she was going to come or not.
Yeah. Well, they were having some contract negotiations, trying to get her to agree to something. Right. It was like, from what I understood, it was up until that last minute. So I think they called Shotzi like, all right, we have Shotzi. She's going to be in it unless something comes through, and then we can swap it out. And
then it came through.
I think it was probably in their minds as transactional as that, because, they're just moving pieces on a map.
Right.
And we know things change so often.
Absolutely.
I remember I had me, Mandy, and Asuka had a triple threat leading into Mania. At WrestleMania, we were supposed to have a triple threat until the week before Mania, and we were actually filming Total Divas at the time. So Total Divas kind of captured all this, but they pulled us aside and they were like, "Hey, actually, we're taking the title off Asuka, so that we can get a Becky 2 belts moment in the main event. Remember when Becky won?
Yeah.
And was Becky 2 belts? They were like, if we take the belt off Asuka, you know, they wanted that, and it was all for that moment, which I totally understood the magnitude of that moment and how cool it went on to be. But, you know, when you're on the other side of that coin and you're getting that news, you're like, holy gut wrenching. You know, we all dream of that WrestleMania moment, especially in something as notable as you know, even being in a Royal Rumble. It's such a cool thing just to be at WrestleMania. It's what you kind of aspire to your entire career. So I'm sure that must have been tough. But then, so when was the last time you were on TV?
So after Rumble, I was finishing up my stuff at NXT, and then I did a few matches on Speed. I did the Speed tournament. Did a couple rounds on that, and then that was it. Like end of February was like my last match.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Same kind of thing happened to me. I was in the Rumble. It was weird because we had a big showing in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like huge.
So weird. But that's where I get confused. And, you know, and we talk so positively about the company as well in hindsight. Like, you know,
sure.
I loved my 10 years there, and I know you feel pretty positive about yours as well. But just looking back at the moments in time, it's like, where is the gap in communication between creative and the decision makers and the contracts? Like, what is the line of communication? Because I'm getting booked in the Royal Rumble with my faction to wreck house, eliminate people, stand tall multiple times, own the ring, really a prominent showing, and then find out about my non-renewal of contract, like what? Right after, babe, right? Well, a couple weeks after?
No, the very next day, Monday, you had is the Rumble on a Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
I thought it was Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
that weekend.
Monday, you had an amazing meeting about your contract.
Yeah.
And it was very positive. Then you got a call from someone in the office on Wednesday saying everything was looking great with your contract.
Right.
And then they called you Friday night and they were like, actually, we're not renewing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was weird, dude. It was weird. So we were talking about this at the Performance Center. We were both like, right after our injuries, our contracts are kind of up shortly there. Remember,
we were talking about it.
We were chatting about that, and we both kind of had the same instinct of like, I want to get back and crush it so that we can get these contracts renewed. And so I went back, and it seemed to be going fine. And then they actually called me in the office, and they were like, what do you want? How many years and how much money? And I thought that was a little interesting because normally they come with an offer or no offer. And so I thought it was kind of weird. They put the ball in my court. So I gave a very humble answer. I didn't shoot above the bar. I was just like this and this. And he was like, all right, great. And then I heard that week, everything was going great. They're talking about it. He's like, I'll have an answer for you Wednesday. He's like, we might come back somewhere in the middle. I don't know. He's like, I got to talk to the powers that be and I'll let you know. I'm like, all right, awesome. Friday, get a call. Hey, after further consideration, we decided not to renew your contract. So, it just makes you think like, what are these further conversations? Like, were they cool with it at this level, but then you got to this level and it was a no? Or were they all cool with it and then you got to that level and it was a no? It's kind of hard because now it is TKO and, Nick Khan and Triple H. There's a lot of powers that be in there. So it's kind of hard to decipher like, what is, where's the decision actually being made?
Well, and Shotzi, for you, like, were you were you and them already like, all right, guys, my contract's coming up soon? Like, had these conversations been started or it was just
nothing yet?
Nothing.
Had you nudged them?
Well, kind of like at Mania, I, went up to TR and I just like gave talent relations the Iggy that like, hey, my contract's up soon. Can you like tell them to like get the ball rolling on that? And I didn't hear anything, and that's when I like cut that promo because I was like, okay, this is gonna get their attention,
so good.
Whichever way it goes, But I mean, I didn't get like a negotiation. They didn't ask me what I wanted. It was very just like cut and dry. Like the first thing I heard from them was that they're not gonna re-sign me, you know?
This is what blows my mind about this so much, because it's like you are only in control of so much. And you're like the perfect example of that. Like, hey, we're going to keep you off TV until this X date. And you were like, all right, let me do some stuff in NXT. And you did it and killed it and created like such a buzz around it and like made it a thing. So you did every single thing in your power perfect. And
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's just so crazy.
You've had so many cool moments in your career, though, I don't want to negate from that, because, you know, it's over at WWE, because before you got injured, you were in a couple prominent pay-per-views, right? Were you in the Elimination Chamber?
No, I got injured right before Elimination Chamber.
Right before Chamber.
Yeah. Like, I didn't get to do my qualifying match because of my injury.
Because of the injury. Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
But you had shaved your head. You had that whole storyline and that whole
I was obsessed with that. I remember that promo clip where she was sitting on the floor, like screaming, shaving it.
It was so cool.
It was so good.
Oh, and thanks.
Were there like pitches you were pitching throughout this years that you were there, those last couple years, that didn't come to fruition that you think could have been really cool?
It wasn't until I came back from my injury that I like really started like pitching some stuff.
Right.
But I've never been someone to like ask for anything.
Right.
I've always just been like whatever you guys want me to do, like I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. But yeah, I mean, I felt like I was in a good spot right before my injury. Like I had just did War Games.
That's what you did. Yeah.
And I felt like I had a really good showing. Like
you
Hunter
did.
really, like he really put me over on like the press conference, and like, you know, kind of put me like in the same boat as like, you know, the Charlottes and the Beckys that were in the match with me.
Right.
So like I was like, oh, and everyone just kept saying like when I got injured, like, well, at least you're in a good spot. At least you're in a good spot. And you know, like you kind of doubt yourself when you're going through an injury, going through rehab. You're like, well, am I though? Like, are you sure? Like
100%.
Yeah.
It's weird because then you just have this like year-long lull where like nothing is in your dictation. Nothing is in your control. So even if you were in a good spot leaving, you're just anxious about that return because you're like, I need to go back and kill it. I need to reprove my value and my worth. But I think that's par for the core because, you know, the system is created to be uber competitive and to want to be the best at all times and have to continuously work at it. But I feel like, for me, like being out, it was a lot more mental even than it was physical. And then returning, just trying to deliver and do your best. Again, I could say it a million times. I think you did incredible when you came back. I was surprised at your non-renewal of contract.
Well, you too. Like they created this really badass faction for you. And like, you know, you're like the leader of it. Oh my God, we're like parallels again.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, that's trippy.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh,
They're like, no more factions. No more factions. Get rid of them all.
Cut all the factions.
Well, yeah, I mean, they kind of did that. Like my last appearance was at Stand and Deliver during Mania week. It was like the 4 tag teams.
Yes.
And you know, I just came out to like manage the girls one last time, and they really like released one person from every single tag team, like just completely eliminated the tag division. It's wild.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. And
wait a minute, I heard something.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
On another podcast.
She's reading the dirt sheets.
Yes. I was. And it said something along the lines of they're trying to get rid of women's tag division altogether. And it was right when Liv went out to film her movie. They were like, they just gave her the tag title and now she's disappearing with it when she's going to be so now there's going to be no tag anything while she's gone. And it was right during that time.
What dirt sheets are you reading?
It was a podcast.
They're two separate things. But, yeah, Liv went away for like 2 weeks to film a movie, but she's already back.
But this was right when it happened. So like no one knew how long I guess she was going to be gone for. And they were like, oh, it looks like it was Sean Ross.
Was it?
Yeah, and it was right after this batch of releases.
Oh, wow. She really is up on that. Where did you even read that? She doesn't even have Twitter. Where'd you read it?
No, I watched his YouTube.
Listen, I think Shotzi can attest to this. Like, tag team wrestling in general in WWE has been a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the boys talking about it and complaining about it back in the day. It's really just hard creatively just for them to book it right and get the spotlight on it. So I don't know what the future of have you heard? I don't know. Have you heard anything, Shotzi?
No, I mean, like, I feel like tag wrestling doesn't get enough love anywhere for some reason. But yeah, I mean, tag team wrestling needs more love. For sure.
Honestly, I think it's more entertaining. You have more characters. It's more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I love seeing like the relationships.
Yeah,
and, like,
relationships.
all that.
I do too.
I know you didn't get any answer. Like, you got that one phone call. Like, hey, we decided not to renew.
And I was like,
good luck, bye.
Can you tell me why?
Did you get anything more than that? Like, have you been in communication with them since? Or like, did you get anything?
I mean, like, you know, unfortunately, like WWE, like I said, they run a tight ship. Like, you know, it's very political. So it's just like sometimes you're just never going to get real answers. Right. Like that's just, it just is what it is. And I've just like tried to accept that. Like I didn't even ask because like, I'm just like,
you're like, it's all good.
I mean, like y'all aren't going to tell me anyway. You know, it's just, it is what it is.
That's very fair. There's so many positive things to come for having a stint there like you did. And like I was able to. And I think you really cemented your name in wrestling in general. And I'm so excited to see what you do next.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I
don't want us to like sound bitter about the company at all. Like, I feel like we had like a really good time there. We made a lot of great friendships and like
100%.
Every time we were used, it was a good time, right?
100%. And like every time I would see you, you always, this is truth. I'm not just saying this. You always had a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You were always, even if you weren't happy, you looked happy to be there. And you were just like the epitome of like, anytime, anyone, any place, like let me know and I'm down to do it. So I want to give you your flowers there because I really feel like you just did such a great job being in that crazy world and just taking it with stride and being such a team player. And
you too, though, like always so professional. Yeah, like I mean, even just how you would show up to TVs, like dressed the best. Like you were for sure best dressed in the locker room. Like you just showed up, like always looking so good.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, you know, and that's why I think, and I heard you talk about it on Busted Open a little bit, and Toni and I discussed it after. Like, I think that's why you and I maybe have such a feeling of relief coming off of it because I personally, I can speak for myself. I really feel like I gave it my all. I put it all out there. Had such great memories, such good moments that there's nothing to be sad about. It's all good. Really it's the end of one chapter, the beginning of the next. And that's how I see it for you too.
Yeah. I'm just grateful that it happened at all. Cause like I said, like I was right before getting signed. Like I was just like, okay, this is never going to happen. So the fact that it did is just like awesome in itself.
Right. And just grateful for all the experiences. And I know you had a lot of close friendships there, and you and Scarlett, I'm sure, talk every day. You still doing
absolutely.
You guys gonna still do the ghost stuff?
Oh, for sure.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
More so now.
Yeah, right. You have extra time. And you guys both live in the same town, so that's
exactly
convenient. Yeah, done.
So cool.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Well, we were talking about it on an episode a couple weeks ago about what we thought everyone was going to be doing next. And when it came to Shotzi, we were saying like star in like the new version of Scream or something.
Oh yeah, we
like
said
that.
we saw you doing
like
horror films.
Horror films.
Yeah, well, honestly, like after wrestling, when my body just cannot take it anymore, I would love to be a horror movie director. Like that is the dream. Obviously, like be in them also. I just want like to get my head chopped off a bunch. But
that's amazing.
I would love to direct horror movies someday. Like that is the dream.
I would say we're manifesting it right now, but like I feel like it's already written in stone for you. Like
no,
I feel
agree.
Like that's a no-brainer. It's already a done deal. It's so up your alley. You have such a unique look, and you're so creative and cool. Like even your backdrop there, I'm like, whoa, what is that?
Right? Like,
I've been staring at it
manifesting.
We are manifesting. We're in the Sonya Deville MMA gear.
Yes.
Wait, so you get to keep Shotzi. You just give Shotzi a last name starting with a D, and then imagine she debuts in it.
You're not getting this back,
dude.
Shotzi Darkheart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Instead of Blackheart. All right. So you debut on the indies in that gear or wherever you're going to go next. And then that'll force me to show up and have to kick your ass and take the gear off.
That's my gear right here.
Oh my God.
That's so fun. I'm not going to lie. I would love to run into you again somewhere.
Yes, please.
Somewhere on the circuits. I would love to.
Right.
I feel like that
when we actually aren't like told that we only have like 2 minutes.
Yes. And just have a banger.
Yeah.
Just have
let's go.
15-minute banger. Just beat the shit out of each other.
I want to see indie Daria.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. What does that look like?
I don't know. It looks like no health insurance and I could tear my ACL again.
Nope. Can't have that. I can't have that happen, ladies.
No. We gotta protect ourselves over here.
I agree. No,
I'm a mom now, you know?
Wait, how does your husband feel? Does he like at all feel like, maybe you don't have to do wrestling anymore, so I don't have to deal with any more injuries?
No, he loves it. He doesn't care. Like
he's game.
He's like, go through a million injuries. I will help you through them.
Oh, that's so cute. He's better than me.
Well, you're like
I'm like, babe, your shoulder hurts. Don't lift it over your arm. I mean, don't lift it over your head.
I'm like, I gotta fight through the pain. She's like, no, just avoid the pain.
No. I'm like old and tired. And I'm like, pain sounds terrible.
Fair.
So no.
I still got something left in. We'll see. I don't know. To be determined. But Shotzi, now we're gonna insert our game. We had too much fun with you the first half. It's coming in later, but it's called Cancel, Collab, Confront. We're gonna give you 3 notable names in wrestling, and this is just fun. And you can elaborate when you give your answer, but you got to cancel one, collaborate with the other, and confront the other. And the confrontation could be nice, you know, it doesn't have to be mean. But here's the names. There's some iconic names. We have The Rock.
Okay.
The Miz. Mm-hmm. And Becky Lynch.
Oh man, this is hard. No. Okay, cancel, collab, and
confront.
Okay, I am going to collab with The Rock. Come on now.
Yeah.
You're socially good.
Yeah, like he's gonna get me in some movies. Let's go.
He's iconic.
Yeah, like, and honestly, The Rock was part of the reason why I got into wrestling. Like, his promos, I thought were just like the funniest things ever. And like promos kind of what got me into wrestling. So like every time The Rock would cut a promo, I'd be like, I just want to be that. I want to get in there and just talk about people's strudels and stuff, you know?
So iconic.
I would cancel. I am so sorry. The Miz. I love him so much. Like, I think he's so cool.
Me too.
But, you know what? I'm going to cancel him because he kind of stole my big ball moniker. You know
what?
He had that run for a little bit where he was like
talking about his balls.
He was like, I got the biggest balls in the room, and I was like, no, the ballsy badass has the biggest balls in the room.
Ooh,
so I'm canceling the Miz.
Miz, you heard it here first.
You heard it here.
You canceled, bro.
I'm gonna confront Becky so that I can have a major feud against her.
Sick answer. Great answer. We love Becky.
Yeah, we do. The man.
The man. All right, I'm going to ask you a cliche question, but I genuinely want to know the answer, and I think the fans do too. What, besides telling us your specific dates you have planned that we cannot know about, what do you see the next year looking like for Shotzi?
So like I feel like I kind of manifested not being at WWE with this because like they were going around at the end of the year and they were asking all of talent, like, okay, what is your New Year's resolution? And I went on the WWE TikTok and I was like, my New Year's resolution is I want to have the most matches I've ever had in 2025.
Wow.
Which is a hard thing to do because on the indies, I was going hard. Like 2018, 2019, my last 2 years on the indies, I was having like 200 matches a year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How do you even do that?
Wait, Matt Cardona, watch out.
Yeah, no, I really want to beat Matt Cardona at his own game. Like,
yo, that'd be sick.
That is my goals. Like, I want to go out there and take his title. Like, I am the indie god now.
That is sick. I foresee that for you, but go ahead.
Yes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make that New Year's resolution happen and have the most matches I've ever had. So we're starting a little late in the year though. So can I reach that 200 match card?
You know what? It doesn't have
I don't know. Are there even 200 more days left in this year? I think you should start the year from when you start.
That's what I was going to say. Don't go by calendar year. Go by, start to finish. I like that.
Yeah.
Unless you're having 4 matches a night.
I really see that for you. And I think that you have a fan base that is loyal and that is very intrigued in what you do next.
Yeah.
And I don't know your demographics, but I could just see by the intrigue the fans have and the reaction you have when you come out and do certain things. I think your fan base is going to follow you through whatever you do, and I think they're going to be so stoked to see you so active and crushing it on the indies.
Yeah, I'm honestly just like so excited for what I have planned. Like, honestly, I've been crying happy tears just like getting all my bookings together. Like, it's been super overwhelming, but like just seeing my calendar for the rest of the year, like I just like stare at it and I've been like crying happy tears just because, just been sitting on the shelf for so long. I'm just like, damn, this is awesome. This is like how I want to live.
It's got to be cool. Like, if 15-year-old Shotzi saw you now, she's got to be proud.
Oh, absolutely. Like, 15-year-old me would just like look at everything and just be like, dude, you're freaking cool.
So
and that's like
cool.
Yeah. So that's all that matters.
It's got to feel good. This is something I've talked about a lot, like being back in the driver's seat of your kind of career and trajectory. Like, is that what it kind of feels like taking these indie bookings and deciding where you want to go? It's like you're back in control to an extent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like the last year and a half, I feel like I've been sitting in the back seat of a parked car.
Yeah.
And like now, like I am in the driver's seat, and like once I start driving, I'm not stopping and I'm driving really, really fast.
You're driving in that tank and you're just running shit over.
Yes. Yeah. Everything that gets in the way, they're just getting plummeted by my tank. Like they're gone.
Dude, do you own one of your tanks?
So I am in the process of trying to get my tank back. It's in Connecticut right now, but
you gotta get the tank.
Maybe we'll see it somewhere. It'll have to be local because that thing's huge. It ain't traveling with me.
Imagine she's just going town to town in like you're driving like a Winnebago with like a trailer and a tank behind you, and you're like, oh, Shotzi's here.
Yeah. It would fit in the back of my husband's truck.
Oh,
but yeah,
hubby, you're going on the road. Let's go.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not doing those drives anymore. Like, it's a different time now.
Fair.
Like, I used to be a road warrior, but now I'm hopping on those planes. If you're booking Shotzi, you got to get me a flight. Sorry.
That's it. Period. End of story.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so grateful that we got to have the journey together that we did, because
me too. It's wild.
It's crazy.
Like parallel journey.
We really did. And now we get to embark on this next chapter together.
Yeah.
You got to let us know when your dates are, when they're official. I'll be checking your Instagram because I want to go support Shotzi.
Wait, actually, one of those first dates, I'll give you a little teaser. It happens to be very close to you.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. Oh, we're coming. We're bringing the kids. We're all coming.
Absolutely.
Done.
Oh, I don't know if you're going to want to bring the kids to this one.
Okay.
You know what? To be honest, I don't want to bring the kids anyway. You said that. I was like, oh.
We'll leave the kids home with a babysitter.
Wait, but
it might get a little bloody. So yeah, maybe I wouldn't bring the kids to this one.
I got to go look up blood sport dates.
That's what I was just thinking. Is it blood sport? Wait, so is that like, can you just go watch and sit in the crowd?
I could do whatever I want.
An indie show. Okay.
Sure.
No, I don't know how you guys how your world works.
I mean, like, she could, but she might get like bombarded by fans.
Right?
Well, I'll just put a hood up.
I'll be your security.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
They're going to mistake you for me or recognize you by default. But regardless, we're going to get tickets. We're going to hide in the back.
Oh my God. But come on. If Daria's coming to see one of my matches, like, you're in backstage passes, let's go.
Oh, we get backstage treatment.
Wow.
Yes. Well, we're big time, babe.
Wow.
We made it. I'm excited. Shotzi, I absolutely adore you. I think you're incredible. Is there anywhere you want people to go to buy your merch or support you or anything you want to shout out?
So I am going to be like documenting my whole like journey on YouTube. So just subscribe to my YouTube page and see the journey. I kind of been on hiatus just because I've been overwhelmed with all the planning and the scheduling, but I will be back on the tube documenting everything. So yeah.
All right, we'll make sure we put the links and everything below. So subscribe to Shotzi's YouTube channel. Turn your notifications on because I can tell you it's going to be busy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be ballsy.
Yeah.
And all right, my friend, thank you so much for coming on. We absolutely adore you. Guys, check out Shotzi, follow her journey, and support her on whatever is next. That's it for this episode of Unwrapped. My name is Daria.
And I'm Toni. Thank you, Shotzi. And thank
love
you guys
so much.
We love you.